On April 14, 1912, Titanic struck an iceberg in the dead of night. Families who had boarded with dreams of America were trapped in icy corridors, while lifeboats launched half-empty into the freezing dark. Titanic set sail from Southampton, England on April 10th, carrying over 2,200 passengers and crew. Among them were some of the world's wealthiest: John Jacob Astor, Isidore and Ida Straus, Margaret Molly Brown, and thousands of immigrants, families and laborers chasing the promise of America. Titanic was called Unsinkable, a floating palace with gilded dining halls, grand staircases, and enough steel to inspire absolute confidence. But the Atlantic was unforgiving. On April 14th, Titanic received several ice warnings. At 11:40 p.m., a lookout shouted the words that sealed her fate. "Iceberg, right ahead!" The ship swerved, but too late. Steel groaned as the iceberg ripped open her side. Water rushed in, flooding compartments far beyond what the ship could survive. At first, few believed the danger was real. Passengers were told it was only precaution. But as the bow dipped lower, orders came: launch the lifeboats. Panic clashed with disbelief. There weren't enough boats for everyone, only enough for about half on board. Many were lowered half empty. In third class, families struggled through locked gates and confusion, trapped by language and distance from the upper decks. Meanwhile, the band played on, their music echoing into the cold night. Stories of courage lit the darkness. Ida Straus refused to leave her husband, saying, "Where you go, I go." John Jacob Astor gave his life jacket to a younger woman. Margaret Brown, later called the Unsinkable Molly Brown, urged women into lifeboats and fought for survivors at sea. Yet for most, there was no escape but the freezing water, just 28 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to kill within minutes. At 2:20 a.m., Titanic split apart and slipped beneath the Atlantic. The cries of hundreds filled the night, fading into silence. At dawn, the Carpathia arrived, pulling just over 700 survivors from the lifeboats. More than 1,500 lives were lost. The disaster shocked the world, forcing new laws, enough lifeboats for all, radios manned 24 hours, and an international ice patrol. Today, Titanic lies rusting on the ocean floor, a reminder of human ambition and its limits. The Titanic was called Unsinkable, but her story endures not in steel or luxury, but in the voices of those who never made it to shore. Their memory is the ship's true legacy. If you were there that night, what would you do? What's your plan B?